5,
4,
2,
3,
1.
M,
A.
X.
When I was a little kid in the late 90s, my parents were kind enough to buy me a camera, and they got me this, and a Minolta APS camera. APS was a new kind of film at the time that was kind of different to 35mm film. It came in a cartridge like this, and when you were done shooting, amongst other features, it would roll the film back into the canister so you could store it inside the canister, which at the time seemed like a really great idea. But now I'm coming to scan all of my old negatives, and I'm finding that these APS films are actually a bit more difficult than the 35mm films I've been scanning, because the negatives are in a sense trapped inside this plastic canister. So I have a couple of options. I could either kind of break the canister open and cut it up and scan it like a regular piece of 35mm film, or I could try and find one of the sort of specialized scanners from back in the day that scans this kind of film. And that's what I've done. I found this scanner on eBay. It's the Kodak Advantix Film Drive FD300. It's a kind of neat little unit that has an interesting kind of disk drive kind of metaphor. It treats the film cartridges like they're discs in a sense, and you just pop them in, and then you can like scan the images on them. I have no idea if this works, so I'm going to find out. It only came with drivers for Windows 95. Apparently you can get Windows 98 drivers for it, but they're almost impossible to find online, and I've had no luck whatsoever. So I'm going to try it with Windows 95 first and see how that goes. So it's communicating with film drive down here. Oh, it's making lots of loud noises. I don't know if you can hear it. It sounds like a printer. Wow, look at this user interface. This is a beautiful piece of history right here. Okay, so let's try loading the film. Oh, that felt really good. Had kind of like a little bit of a snap to it. Has a kind of crunchy sound, which doesn't sound great to me. Buzzing sound, a snapping sound, a flipping sound. This sound sounds like it could be endless buzzing. Okay, something's happening. Oh wow, it's working. Those noises didn't sound good. I am very surprised to see. Okay, it's very blue. So this computer that I'm using here, it's just kind of like an old junker that I have for testing things like this. The graphics card in it is not good. It's just set up for SVGA at the moment, so we're not going to see as many colors on screen as the actual scan is seeing. I'd say this scan looks middling to poor. I knew it was going to be a low resolution scanner, and it is low resolution. The lowest quality that you can do, 875 by 500 pixels, and the highest quality, 2625 by 1500 pixels. So it's not a high quality scanner. I'll move the microphone closer to the machine for an indication of its beautiful tones. To see your pictures, click on My Albums in Picture Easy. If My Albums is already open, your pictures will not be displayed until you close and reopen My Albums. So, where is My Albums? Got the film drive. Get pictures from sort, no. Oh, My Albums. if I was working on this job, I would have sort of done some design sort of cueing to indicate or to kind of highlight the position of the My Albums button. And I also wouldn't have put it there to begin with, but that's okay. It was the 90s, things were different back then. Oh, this is good. I love this user interface. I wonder though if we'll get my picture. Yes, this is my picture. Scan1.fpx. Okay, this is good. I can presumably, what are these? I can record a sound annotation. It's kind of like what I'm doing now. And I suppose I can listen to the sound annotation maybe. Oh, I can zoom over here. Oh, got the hourglass again. Okay, zooming's gonna take a while. This looks quite decent, actually quite a bit better than I'd expected. Computer, and I want to save it as a JPEG. And let's put it on the desktop. I forgot about that Windows 95 desktop icon. Best desktop icon of the Windows canon. I want full picture. Wow. No, I definitely want full picture. And what I want to do is I'm going to rewind the film back into the canister and let's have a listen to that, those dulcet tones. Ah, rewinding. Rewinding's quick. All right. And so then you would eject your cassette like that. Ah, hunky-dory, pop it back in the box. Beautiful thing. Okay, here we are in Photoshop and I've opened up the file and you can see it actually looks pretty decent considering the age of the scanner and the fact that it was really just a consumer product. I ended up exporting a version of the photo as a TIFF file and that's what we're looking at now. You can see it's at 50% zoom, so it's not massive resolution. And if I zoom in, to 100%, you can see there's quite a bit of noise. Now, it's not clear to me yet because this is just the first picture I've scanned using this scanner, whether or not that's film grain or noise from the scanner. It's probably a bit of both because the APS format is inherently noisy. It's actually a smaller frame than the 35mm film that we're used to. So it's interesting to see, given that prior to this my photographs were kind of trapped inside the canister, I'm really pleased that I can get a result even as good as this, which is definitely better than what I would get if I was scanning a print, a postcard size print that I have from when I had them made in the 90s. So I'm really excited to be able to scan them, although it's clearly going to take me a very, very long and very, very noisy amount of time to actually get any meaningful amount of photographs off the film. But that's fine. I'm happy.
X